Hello friends, this is David Heron, the Grain Transportation Examiner, and today I have a little project which is replacing the plug on the end of the cord of my charging station. So this is the portable charging station which came with my Kia Soul EV. And so I'm already part way into the project, and what it is, I've already chopped the plug that was there off of the end of this cord, and I have this new plug to put on. So the new plug is much more sturdy. Plus, this is a right angle plug. You'll see it's a right angle plug, and the power outlet I have outside where I'm using this would really do well with a right angle plug, and this so that I can put the so I can plug this in, and the cable can come out the side of the power outlet, so that there's a cover that's already over that, but there is a, what do you call it, a little gap for allowing the cord to come out that's on the side rather than at the bottom. So this will let me adjust the right angleness to any angle. So I'll just set it up so it works well with the outlet. So this is a normal Leviton NEMA 5-15, which means it's rated for 15 amps peak. This charger runs at 12 amps continuous, and theoretically I'm supposed to use a 16 amp or better to run 12 amp continuous, but I'm just trusting that 15 amps is going to be close enough. So the next part is the internals. So this cord, if you follow that, it connects right here. Okay, so it's color coded. Green is always ground, and then the white and black are the two hots. Okay, and then they connect here. And I've already, before you start a project like this, it's good to check that there's no shorting in this cable. So I already, what I did was I unscrewed these, and then I got a multimeter out and checked using the ohm meter for any cross connection between any of the wires, and there's none. Now, the other thing I wanted to note is if you wanted to attach a longer cord, this would be really easy. You simply take this cord out and you get a longer cord, like an extension cord that has 10 gauge wires. If you wanted to do this, make sure you get a extension cord with thick wires, like 10 gauge, and you simply chop off one end of the extension cord and then send it in through this hole and connect it here. I had thought about doing that, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to go through with that, but it's very feasible to do so. So the next step of this is to strip the insulation off the end of this. So I'll stop filming and come back when I'm done with that. Okay, so I lied a little bit. I am not done stripping. I've started to strip, but I realized I need to go over how you think this through. So this is the thing taken apart. This part goes inside there, and there's a screw holding it down, and then this is a cable stay. I'm not certain which way it goes in, but it goes in, and then there's a couple of screws over there that holds this down. Basically, the way this works is this goes in, and you want this portion, this black insulation, to be under the cable stay, but you want enough of this stripped off so that these wires are flexible enough to go onto this. So if you see here, the way this works is that the wires go into holes here, here, and here, and then there are screws that then screw down and hold the wires in place. So that's the way it gets wired up. Okay, so that means there needs to be enough of this black insulation stripped off so that there's enough distance of these wires to reach into those holes when those holes are like so. Okay, so I'll work all that out and then I'll show you what I come up with. Okay, I also want to show you the tool that I'm using for stripping the insulation off of the wire. It's a cable stripper. You can see under there, there's this metal part that has a strong spring load thing. It takes a fair amount of effort to open that up. And then you can see that there's a blade. And what you do is you put the cable inside there, and the blade is pressing against the side, and then you run this around and around and around, and you get a neatly cut insulation like so. Okay, so I originally got this tool when I was building battery cables for my electric car conversion. So in that case, I was using like welding cable and using this to strip off the insulation from the welding cable. So this is pretty close to the same deal, and it's doing a good job of stripping off the insulation. In case my explanation earlier didn't make sense, this is how you put the wire stripper thingy on the end of the wire. And this is what the insulation looks like after you've stripped it off. It's very neatly cut. Okay? Now this is another kind of wire stripper. It's very simple to use. And if you look close, you can see there's numbers on there. Those numbers correspond to the wire gauge. So you simply pick the wire gauge that fits the wiring that you use, and you close it down and it strips the insulation. And the stripped insulation looks something like this. And I've already inserted one, so you can see it just went into the hole, and then I screwed that screw down. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, this is what it looks like with all the wires inserted. I want to go over a little bit of the electrical theory. So this green wire is the ground wire, and then the white and black are the two hot lines. And it sort of doesn't matter which way these go. So the green wire has green paint on its screw, and then it corresponds to the ground line on the plug. And then the other two are simply the hot lines. Hot means that that's where you find the 120 volts that this is rated for. Okay, so now the next step is to put it in here in the correct orientation. Okay, I'm not sure I can recommend that people actually use this plug because it's a very tight fit getting the wire to go in there. If I try to get a view in there, you can see that there really isn't much room. Maybe if I'd have cut more of the black insulation off there, it would have been easier to fit it all in. But have it in there. This is the orientation I want. And it even took a little bit of finagling to get it a perfect right angle. It kept, when I was screwing down, okay, the way this works, there's a screw on the back of here that screws into the back of this thing. And so you have to make sure that the wires are away from where that screw physically sits, while also getting everything to bend at this right angle. Okay, so it's all in there, at least. And I'm going to try to tighten it down some more because I'm not certain about the water tightness. Okay, and then once I get done with that, then that hold down thing goes in. That hold down thing, this, goes in there where my finger is. Okay? Okay, so that's with the cable hold down thing screwed into place. And if we look at that, it looks like it's, you know, it's in there well enough. It's not going to get any better. Okay, so now we do the smoke test. So at this point, it is traditional to yell out, "Smoke test!" Okay, and if you see the green light, there's no smoke, and the green light is on. So that means we did this successfully. Okay, so let's unplug this and put the cover back on. Okay, so here it is, plugged in, everything. You can see the green light is on, and everything is fitting as I wanted. That's what I wanted, was to get the cable so it fit neatly inside this box, and then it would be protected from the weather. Now, the problem is, the car is way over there, and this charging cable isn't long enough to reach the car. So for the moment, I'm going to be using this extension cord to get over there. But the difference in extension cords is what I'm going to cover in a different video. So that's all for now.